Welcome back to Gamers versus Depression, and today we've got Thomas Raper here who's going to talk about the article he's written called Just One More Game. Hello, Thomas, how are you?
Hi, Toby. I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. It's very personal topic. I've done it
Yeah.
many times, so I'm sure we're gonna have a great podcast on our hands today.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think a lot of people can relate to that element of, oh, I'll just play one more game, no matter what game it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it happens to me all the time. I
Yeah.
think most gamers have been there,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're gonna touch on it, but it can
Yeah.
affect your life a lot more than people may think.
Yeah. In what ways do you think it affects your life?
I think I mean, there's so many different aspects, but I mean, right off the bat, just in terms of time, like the game might be 30, 40 minutes, and you might think, oh, it's just one more game. But
Yeah.
I mean, we've run the numbers on it, and you think like if you was to add on an extra 30 minutes, 5 days a week, that's 130 hours a year.
Yeah.
And to put that into relation, like you could roughly read 15 books in that time, or even complete modules at university,
Mm.
complete part of a degree for those extra 30 minutes a day.
Yeah. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Because although you could do a lot more constructive things with that time, I guess it's still important to have some fun sometimes.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we say it all the time here at Games versus Depression, but gaming is ultimately just a tool.
Yeah.
It's the moderation that makes it good or bad. And yeah, exactly. Like you say, you want a bit of escapism, you want a bit of downtime. There's absolutely nothing wrong with obviously playing video games, but it's
Mm.
when it starts to affect life outside of just playing games,
Yeah.
and that downtime that you have, that's when it can start to become a problem.
Yeah. It can affect your relationships, can't it?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, I'm literally a culprit myself. Like
Mm.
family, partners. You say, oh, like they need your help with something, or you promise you do something, and you just want to play one more game. And oftentimes
Yeah.
if it happens to me all the time. Say I'm playing, for example, Valorant, and I get absolutely destroyed, and it's like a 20-minute game, and I'm like, oh, I can't end on that game.
Yeah.
I need to play another game. Like it can't end that way. And I think when you find yourself saying to partners or parents or family, oh, I know you really need help with this, but I'll just play one more game, or I'll go to
Mm.
bed after this game. I think that is a good indicator that it's starting to become an issue, especially when this happens. If it happens once or twice, that's going to happen. But
Yeah.
if it's happening every single time, every week, then that's when it can start to break down relationships.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of similarities here actually with a gambling addiction because that can destroy relationships, and that, if you have a big loss or a big win, actually, can make you want to continue doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, it's not always losses that encourage
Yeah,
us to play. Sometimes we're on a win streak and we're like, oh, I need to keep playing. I'll keep playing until I lose.
yeah,
And like you say, that is something you hear commonly in people that are addicted to other things such as gambling. They'll say, oh, I've won this amount. I'll keep going.
mm,
I'll keep reinvesting that money. And or they're like, oh, I've lost X amount of money. I need to put more money on so I can win it back. And like you say, it can have a lot of similarities to that in the sense that it doesn't really matter whether you're winning or losing.
yeah,
When you have that addiction and you need to play that one more game and get that fix, and each period of gaming has to be longer than the last to get that fulfillment, then I think, yeah, it can definitely have a lot of comparisons.
yeah. So, what do you think is the root cause of wanting to keep playing more games?
Ah, I think like we've discussed, like till the feeling of whether you're being on a win streak and you're on that high, or you've just been smashed and you think, no, I need to play another game because that went too quickly.
Yeah,
I think that is very common, but also Like I've played a lot of Valorant, a lot of League of Legends, and when you play competitively in that, the games are designed in such a way where if you're playing as a full team, which is a five stack, like you and your friends,
Yeah.
and one of you leaves, they can't play competitively anymore. They have to play
Yeah.
unrated, and a lot of people, a lot of my friends anyway, don't tend to play unrated. So it's almost like it gets to like 1 a.m. and you're like, oh, I really need to go to bed now. Like you're trying to, trying to use that willpower, and
Mm.
they're like, no, you come on, just play one more. Like, you can't go to bed because otherwise we can't play.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely that aspect of it. And I know John, our founder, he's definitely going to touch on in the future, like the psychological reasons behind it. Because we do think that there's definitely a link there, as we know, like gaming as a whole, it can target you psychologically, and it releases obviously that dopamine because it can be very fun. But yeah, I think as a whole, it tends to be we're playing with friends, we're on a win streak, loss
Mm.
streak, and we tend to go down that route from my experience.
Yeah.